This is Kevin Bushling again, and I'm reaching out to people to let them know how my situation has changed and my efforts and my wife's efforts to find our son, uh, United States Army Specialist Joseph Bushling, who went for a drive in the Utah desert near his base, Dugway Proving Grounds, and ran out of gas and has not been seen since the 8th of May. Um, since the last time that I gave an interview, I have been contacted by Senator John Kerry. He did not realize that I was not a citizen of the state of Massachusetts, and he advised me to reach out to Senator Mark Pryor, which I did, and I am waiting to hear back from him as far as what he can do to help us in our search for our son. Uh, the Army has been adamant about the fact that my son is a deserter, and just 3 days ago I got this letter in the mail from the Secretary of the Army, and he expresses his heartfelt condolences how my son is missing and we can't find him. And it seems strange to me that the Secretary of the Army would say that he feels bad that my son is missing when he's a deserter. So I have been contacted also by a congressman's office in Juab County, Utah, that is trying to get my son's status changed from deserter to a missing status, or a another status that says that he is fit for duty but unlocatable. And there again, they're willing to change his status, but I still can't get any help from the Army as far as searching for him. Um, I've My wife and I have reached out to several search groups trying to get help. We have gotten responses from a couple of search groups that are willing to help to search for our son. I just find it appalling that I have to reach out to a senator from another state to get this kind of help. Well, actually, from two other states to get this kind of help, when I contacted a congressman here in the state of Arkansas, in my district, Congressman Womack, and he denies that he even knows who I am on his father's radio station. Now, I just find that strange. But anyway, we have been doing fundraising. We were at the Valley Fest and raised some funds down there to go towards searching for my son. And uh, it's just been a hard thing to deal with emotionally. It takes its toll on you. Uh, just the thought that you're never going to see your child again, and then you've got all these people that are so unwilling to help. And it ceases to amaze me, because I really feel like if it was their child that was missing, they would move heaven and earth to get things done. And so anyway, we have opened an account at Arvest Bank that people can make donations to. It's Joseph Bushling Search and Recovery Fund, and basically collecting funds so when the time comes that we are able to obtain a good search group to go out and search for our son, that we are going to have to basically employ to search for him, that we'll have the funds to cover what it's going to cost to pay these people. There's expenses, travel expenses, motel expenses, food expenses. Um, you know, basically, you can't ask people to go somewhere and do something for you for nothing. So that was the purpose of opening the bank account, was there would be no question as to what the funds were for. Um, the bank was very clear on the fact that they will not open an account for you unless you have a newspaper article that states your case. You can't just go in there with a story and a police document and say that you want to open an account. You have to have an actual story from a newspaper, which I'm really glad that I didn't have to take in the last edition, Saturday's edition of the Courier, where Congressman Womack made the comment that I expected him to go out and walk foot patrols in the desert looking for my son. That would have been embarrassing. Luckily, they had run a story earlier in the summer, and we were able to use that article to open the account with. Basically, that's pretty much all that has transpired in a nutshell. If anybody likes to keep up on things, they can go to my son's Facebook page, Joseph Bushling, Missing Dugway Soldier, and there's numerous posts on there from, prayers to well-wishers to, anybody that has anything good to say about my son is more than welcome to post on the site. Welcome to visit the site at any time, and it explains on there all the ins and outs of exactly what happened. So things have been moving in a more positive direction with the Army making their statements that they're considering changing his status. I just hope they follow through with it. I've been told a couple times that things by the Army that have not turned out to be true. Pretty much, unless I see it in writing, I don't believe it. So the Army has gone more in-depth into their investigation. They sent out 2 CID officers from Washington State, which is where the CID headquarters is. They asked me to send my son's computer back to them so they could go through it. They couldn't get a warrant from any judge to go into my son's computer. But since they mailed it back to me and it became my property, then I could give permission for them to go through his computer, which they did. They said there was nothing of evidentiary value on there, and they've already sent the computer back to me. They also wanted his iPod and the GPS that he had in his car. They are in the process of going through those 2 items as well to see what evidence is on there that would lead them to believe that he is anything but missing. So pretty much we're just kind of taking it a day at a time, a step at a time, and trying to do right by our son. And that's about all I can say. If anybody feels there's something more they'd like to ask me, you're more than welcome to call me. My phone number is 479-890-0129. Thank you.